You guys, we're back. Sean, Javon, All 52 Podcasts. The end of the college basketball season was officially last night. Damn, got a new national champion. Siobhan, what's good this morning?
Uh, those guys were saying they might be the best Michigan team of all time, and they went out and won the championship, dominated every team on the way except UConn. I want to apologize for letting our loyal listeners down because I said back in January that was the best team in the country, and that I did not feel like Duke was the better team that night. Well, no, I didn't say that part of the podcast. I did not feel like Duke was the better team that night. When I started switching up my opinion. And for some reason I did. So I could have steered you guys in the right direction, as you all look to me to do when it comes to college basketball. And I let y'all down. And I sincerely apologize. That Michigan team was the best team in the country all year long. Put too much stock into the Duke loss and put too much stock into their performance in the Big Ten tournament, because the best team never wins the Big Ten tournament, ever. I did think Arizona had surpassed them during that final month of the season, that gauntlet that the Wildcats went through in the Big 12. I really did think they had surpassed Michigan, and that clearly was not the case. Dominant showing. Shout out to Dusty May. Indiana, you fumbled the ball, could have brought one of your very own home, and now he's in your conference doing great things. First time UConn's ever lost a national championship game.
6-0. They were 6-0.
Oh, ooh. And then UCLA. Ooh, that's what I call dominance. Goodness gracious. Yeah. I mean, ass kicking up and down the floor all tournament long. Shout out to my Bruins, man.
I was just kind of disappointed though in the quality of basketball over this weekend. I just didn't think it was top. I didn't like the national championship game last night.
What?
I just didn't think it was top tier to basketball, like playmaking. Like, did any player stand out to you in the Final Four? Either.
Yeah, I got one. Elliot Cadeau, shout out to you, because I thought he was going to be the Xavier Lee to Michigan.
You did.
And be the reason they lose. Whole time, it was a guard in that game, but he was on the other team. Silas Stinking Demery Jr. 2 points in the national championship game and fouled out. Buddy, you got some long months ahead. That's just, oh boy. Talk about the wrong time to pitch down the side of your leg. Whoo, man, oh man. My boy Alex Caravan did not deserve to go out like that.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm like, I don't know. I just didn't think it was any standout performances. I wasn't really impressed with the two games on Saturday. The Dash Championship game was better than the two games on Saturday. And for the women's side, there was no close games in the Final Four. So, like,
yeah, can we talk about the women's tournament real quick?
Go ahead.
Number one, and our boy Dre Day can get mad all he wants. I've been waiting to get this one off my chest with him. As a matter of fact, we need him to get on this podcast.
Yeah, we gotta get him back. Yeah.
The men's tournament doesn't need to expand to 76 teams.
Too many.
The women damn sure don't need to. And we can stop with the false notion that the women's tournament is better than the men's tournament. You literally pick the highest seed to advance all the way up until the Sweet 16. When the Sweet 16 comes, the only thing that changes, you're only doing one or two things. You're either picking the higher seed or you're picking the bigger brain. Notre Dame and Duke. That's it. You're either picking the higher seed or you're picking the bigger brain. That's it. You don't start picking a basketball game when you're filling out your women's bracket until the Elite Eight. So we can stop saying that's the best tournament out there. All right. I mean, they only had 2 regional sites.
Yeah.
And neither one of them Neither one of them are beneficial to East Coast teams, by the way. Like South Carolina and UConn got zero reward for being top seeds this year. Zero reward. So we can stop that. And speaking of South Carolina and UConn, Gino, and you know what? That's kind of not. It's not even worth saying anything about Gino because he ain't going to change. He ain't going to grow up, and he's won too much for him to even have incentive to change who he is. But that was some sorry stuff. Friday, simple and plain.
Can I be honest? I thought it was a little. I liked it. First of all, it was the story of the Final Four because it was not an eventful Final Four, and Gino and Pat Summerall. What was this? Pat Summit. They didn't really. Yeah. I like that. I didn't mind it. If he felt some type of way, and I like him when on camera, he's like, yeah, the refs, blah, blah, blah. It needed some type of, it wasn't bad. I don't know why it was such a bigger deal than it was.
Because he accused South Carolina's players of playing so hard that they ripped one of his players' jerseys.
And who's wrong with that?
The camera shows her ripping them herself. You wanted Dawn to shake your hand twice before the game. It ain't that serious. You came off as a sore loser, and you're a grown man beefing with women like this on some petty stuff. Grow the hell up.
Yo.
And you took the attention off the basketball. Instead of the country talking about how dominant South Carolina was Friday night, we had to talk about how much of a kid Gino Auriemma acted like.
But I just looked at it as someone who was frustrated because the team was. When we did this part, what did I say? I was, UConn's winning. I said it so nonchalant, like it was a foregone conclusion. So he was frustrated. So I don't care. Like I understand. Around this time of the year, it's a slow news cycle, but who cares? At the end of the day, Dawn and the won. Tip your hat. I tip my cap to them. They won. And I don't think the feistiness is in this era where I see.
That's not feistiness, Sean.
No, but I see LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Draymond Green doing a TV show together. Come on, man. Well, I was just watching.
Draymond going to do anything he can to get close to LeBron. Come on, man.
I just watched Last Dance this week because I've been off and on sick. Michael still said, I hate Isaiah. And that was 30 years ago. Come on, man.
And that's but let's hold on. We can tell that's a petty beef too. Because you got footage of Isaiah on Arsenio talking about, oh man, that boy Air Jordan, he different. That's the best one I've seen to where he is now just because he got some cameras on him. And I mean, let's go to Mike's side. Mike, you got caught red-handed lying about not having Isaiah on the team. They got the voice recording of you, buddy. So they both wrong and petty for it. And it ain't doing nothing for nobody.
I agree. I'm not saying this is not 50 Cent Ja Rule where you should hate each other for life. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying what was wrong. Again, this is a good debate. What was wrong with Gino feeling the way he felt and it being a good show for the thing? Again, it was a bad Final Four for the girls. Can we stand corrected? The games were not exciting.
Sean, you know who you sound like right now?
Good.
You sound like Adam Silver, who wants all the conversation about his league to be about everything but the actual basketball. That's what you sound like. If you want to be Adam Silver, Sean, you feel free. I'm not joining you on this one. That's all.
No, I respect that the comparison, but no, I'm not Adam Silver. You know why I stand on that. I'm just saying that I was not mad at Gino for being. First of all, he was wrong. I get the girl ripped her own jersey. He was wrong about that. He was just emotional, so he was upset. Remember, they were the overwhelming family. Yo, Gino's won so much. I don't care. You got one slip up. He's won so much.
No, it ain't one slip up. It always happens with Gino. He always is on some petty stuff. That's the problem. That's why Candace Parker don't rock with him.
But
everybody in women's college basketball who actually covers that sport or follows that sport had the same thing to say all weekend. This is just another case of Gino Auriemma being Gino Auriemma, and it's ridiculous.
But does he win? Doesn't matter if people like you. He ain't trying to be LeBron. He's trying to win. I don't think this.
But you ain't gotta be an 8-year-old girl when you lose. That's all I'm saying.
So we'll call him the greatest winner in college basketball history, as from a coach standpoint. A sore,
On the women's
like
side.
on the women's side, excuse me, a sore loser.
Yes.
So he's lost more final. He's won. I saw him say this, and it's so true. He's lost a lot of Final Fours. I think it's double digits Final Fours he's lost. He's been in 24, 25 of them. He doesn't win every year. So he displayed this every time he loses? No, he just displayed it
very consistently.
Cool. But we know his character. Listen, when you get to a certain age in life and you're that successful, who's going to tell Gino to change? Why does he have any incentives to change? Tell me. Why?
I'm not saying he does. I started off my tirade saying he has no incentive to change.
Okay, so that's my point. It's like, I've done it this way, and no one has my resume. No one has his resume. Who cares? And it was just a little dust up. And I've seen guys walk off and not dap people up. It's this big deal. I'm like, LeBron did that before too.
You start a whole confrontation. And again, we're going to stop forgetting this is a grown man and these are women he's doing this with. Where I'm from, you get rocked in your stuff over there.
Yeah, but this ain't the streets compared to he's been,
and that's the problem with the corporate world now. We got too many people walking around because they know we ain't got no street material. I'm gonna say the same thing I said last week. Ass whippings go a long way, and there's a lot of people that need them. And Gino's one of them. That's all I'm saying.
I did not. It was good for the story, and it dominated the news cycles for 24 hours, and I thought there was nothing wrong with it. And again, it brought excitement to a game. Let's be real. Actually, let me be real. That was the highlight of both Final Fours.
Why are we going to act like last night was not a good basketball game, Sean?
Is it memorable that you're going to talk about this basketball game 10 years ago from now?
Probably not. It was still a good game.
I'm not saying it was a bad game. It just wasn't. Who stood out to you? I'm just saying this Final Four, which individual play stood out to you?
The Wolverine stood out, man. Come on, bro. It's like, golly, Sean, you're killing me.
No.
Ain't enough?
That's fine. But there was 3 games this weekend. Well, even last night. We'll call these 3 games. And 2 of them were really poorly played basketball games.
Yeah, 2 teams showed up in the Final Four. All right. We get it. We had 2 blowouts in the semifinal. We had a good national championship game, man. It's not going to be great all the time. You're going to have one down year in every decade. It's okay.
Okay. Well, yeah, we could. Okay. I would just say this. Shout out to Michigan because out of the 4 number 1 seeds that came into the tournament this year, I have them as my 3rd best team out of those 2 teams, out of Duke and Arizona. And I want to say this. Those Arizona kids, the freshmen, after I watched them again, please go back to school. Just go back to school. You guys will be tough. They're not ready. They're not ready. They're not ready for the league. And also, I like Wagner. But he needs to get stronger or he should go back to the league. He should go back for another year at Illinois. He's probably not because he's going to be tough.
He ain't no reason for him to go back. That boy's he scores way too easily to go back to school.
But the physicality, I just thought the 2 kids from Arizona.
Who's getting bullied on the perimeter these days, man?
No, that's true. And this is college. That's true. In the NBA, you can't even touch anyone. So yeah,
come on.
Yeah, good point. 10
pounds of muscle this summer and be fine.
Yeah. My bad. I forgot in the NBA you could do. They don't play defense, so you could do whatever
you want.
Yeah,
if we are talking about freshmen, then I'm like, I don't really see all the super hype about. Like, no, I know he hit the best shot since Jalen Suggs. I don't see what's so NBA about Braylon Mullins for everyone to be forcing him in the top 20.
Go back to school, Mullins. I completely agree. He go back to school. I just have to say that. Go back to school. Go a year, 2 more years. But I don't see it. I don't see this. I don't know. It's not like he has the shooting ability of Con Knipple or the bag like Cooper. And Cooper didn't even have an elite bag in Duke. I just don't see what the hype is about it. Like if him being a top, he's definitely going to play in the league. I just think him, the 2 kids from Arizona, go back to school. Go it's a weaker draft, quote unquote, next year. You could be in the top 10. I think those kids should go back to school. They were not impressive to me. No one was really impressive to me this Final Four for either the men's or women's.
There's 76 teams. I'm gonna say this: you expand to 76 teams, I don't want to see another conference champion playing in the play-in. They better all get automatic buys, and that 76 needs to be for the final 12 at large.
I would have to say this: why ruin a good thing? And I understand it's money. I clearly understand it's all about money, right? Because you can have more games on TNT. By the way, TNT did a really good job taking over for CBS. This is the first year, right? TNT took over for CBS.
No, they always go back and forth. There's 1 year on CBS, then the next on TBS, and then the next year on CBS.
For the Final Four.
The Final Four, it's been like that for forever.
No, Jim Nantz was always doing it. Was it just the last year or two since Jim Nantz stopped doing it?
Jim Nantz retired is the only difference. It's still CBS's #1 team, and it's still Clark Kellogg with the Inside the NBA guys. It's been like this for forever, Sean.
Damn, maybe I'm getting old because I thought there was no games on CBS. I was looking at the games. I'm like, where's the CBS?
The Final Four has always been CBS 1 year, TBS the next. They go back and forth. It's the same talent, the same crews. They just change the channel to one every year.
They just switch it up. All right, cool. But yeah, I don't see the point of switching, adding more teams. Again, money makes the world goes round, so it makes sense in that aspect. But you just dilute the pot if everybody gets in. This is not a participation trophy. I don't like stuff like that. That's not how life works. Don't let everybody in. I don't like how that works.
And I just don't think we have 12 teams deserving of a play-in spot. Like these teams belong in the NIT and in the current. Like if you go, because it ain't even 12, it'd be 24. Yeah, it'd be 24 teams playing to get the final spots. 12 games a day. No, 12 games. That'd be 6 games on Tuesday and 6 games on Wednesday. I mean, it sounds good in theory. It sounds like good basketball to watch. Maybe it works. I just don't think it's 24 teams worth a playing spot. That's all.
I watched some of the Crown tournament.
And the Crown was solid. The Crown was solid.
Yeah, it was solid.
I would prefer if we had all of them in the NIT, but I don't need 4 postseason tournaments. You got the NCAA tournament, you got the NIT, you got the Crown, which is just Fox trying to make money for some teams, and you got the CBI. I don't need 4 tournaments. Just take me back to the 64 teams in the NCAA, 32 teams in the NIT, and leave it at that.
You know what's funny is, like, I was just going to say this. I like some of the changes some of the professional leagues has done, especially baseball. Baseball has really revised itself with some of the changes. But certain things should not be changed, right? And I think the tournament is the perfect thing of what shouldn't be changed. I think the beauty of it, obviously, it's changed due to the NIL. I'm not talking about that part, but just the setup of the tournament, how it's worked. I just don't see the benefit. Again, money-wise, besides money, I don't really see the added benefit of water down the pool. And I just think I don't want participation trophies. I just don't believe in that type of stuff.
And I hate when people that ain't broke are just still hunting for money in useless areas. It ain't that serious. I saw a white lady the other day talking about oxygen should be charged on. Oxygen. Like, come on, man. This is a greed they talk about in the Bible. This is ridiculous.
No, as I always say, Javon, I'm dead serious. Ask anyone. I think the worst thing that ever happened is people charging for water. Water should never, ever, be charged. Everybody should have access to water bill. No one should ever be charged for water. I'm talking about drinking water, water bills. Those type of things should never be charged. It doesn't make sense.
For collecting rainwater and distilling it yourself.
It's the biggest scam. It's a scam that water.
God ain't pleased.
Of course, not water.
God ain't pleased, bro. God ain't pleased.
The world's covered by water. It should never be charged. Any type of water. I should never. I went to some place in Buckhead the other day for a nice brunch. $10 for this water. It was like this big.
Yeah, you go to the ballpark, you gotta pay $8 for a Dasani bottle.
Come on, Dasani's trash.
If you want to charge me for you filtering the water, that's cool.
That's different. That's different. That's different.
But I don't know.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. But I agree with you in that aspect. Oxygen and these people just want to make more money. And again, who's it benefit? I don't know. I don't know who benefits. Definitely doesn't benefit. Maybe benefits people as fake. I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of expanding the tournament. That's it.
All right, well, Mike Malone's gonna be part of the tournament now, Sean.
Yeah, definitely. So UNC made the surprising hire. Matter of fact, I was on my couch. I was doing something. I look up. I look twice. I'm like, Michael Malone? Michael Malone, the former Denver Nuggets head coach, the NBA champion head coach, is now going to lead the North Carolina Tar Heels. 2 professionals, head coaches over in North Carolina, Belichick, now Malone. What's your thoughts about Malone and UNC?
Well, we don't have to worry about the issue of an NBA coach coming to college and not being able to fit to the game because Mike Malone actually coached basketball, which is all college basketball is about, in which the NBA is becoming very little about. He coached basketball, so he won't be out schemed. And you're telling me these kids aren't going to want to play for the guy who made Jamal Murray, who made Nikola Jokic, who let Michael Porter Jr. shoot whatever 3 he wanted? They're going to want to play for him. You know, money's never an issue at Carolina. As long as Jordan Brand is a thing, Carolina will have money. He doesn't have to worry about the football team taking money out of his pocket. Just basketball runs the show on Chapel Hill. I'm not mad at it. Now, it was a panic hire because they missed out on Dusty May and Tommy Lloyd, and they didn't want to wait on Billy Donovan and wound up being stuck with somebody they didn't want necessarily. But I mean, this ain't a terrible panic hire. Now, with Mike, I hope the money's right because he could have been back in the NBA season in Sunday. He could have been back in the NBA by Monday.
Yeah, I'm looking at the teams.
And the Magic are going to need coaches. And apparently the Pelicans are going to make a strong run at Malone. So you're all 3 teams. You're pissing your pants right now because you're 3 teams fighting for one guy. And that one guy is Taylor Jenkins. And if you don't get him, you're stuck. You gotta actually find somebody. You have to conduct an actual search. And I just don't know how many assistants are in the NBA right now that I'm going crazy over. Because again, I don't know how many teams I can look at and say, oh man, their scheme stands out to me. Take somebody from that staff. I can't tell you. But Michael Malone, for him, I do want to see him build out a staff because recruiting is the name of the game. You know, hey, Jerry Stackhouse, I know you got a good thing going as an assistant with the Warriors, but come on home and help me build this thing. Rasheed Wallace, you were with Larry Brown and Penny Hardaway down in Memphis, didn't stick around long. Are you going to actually do the job? And if so, then come on to Carolina and help me out as an assistant. Do the university a favor. Hey, Hubert, so they're not paying you for nothing and you're not sitting on your butt, and we know how much you love Carolina. Come be my assistant and just finish out your contract. Build out a strong staff, you'll be fine. I like it.
So I didn't even think about the Billy Donovan aspect of it. I would have waited. The Bulls fire. We'll talk about that. Fire their front office. Heard they want to keep Billy. The season ends next week. I'm pretty sure Mike Malone, if he had an interest. I'm looking at the jobs, the Wizards. The only one that sounds appealing is the Magic. And what was the other job you said? The Wizards, Magic, and Pelicans. Ugh. Nah. I would have waited out and see if Billy Donovan wanted the head coaching job. I can't lie. If I wanted, because he already knows college basketball. Again, it's different. It's a different college basketball that he wasn't part of years ago. But more I thought about it, listened to some analysts, thought about it. I'm like, Malone's young enough, spirited enough. he does run a really. He could coach basketball. It's not just a guy who's made off the success of Jokic and Murray. He developed those guys, and he was able to have a specific style. His downfall was him and the GM just couldn't get along. But now he's going to be the big man on campus. Well, Belichick too, but he's on the basketball side. He'll be able to have an influence of the players. He'll be able to recruit. Would I liked someone younger if you couldn't get Billy Donovan? Yes, because I want someone who's going to be there for the next 20, 25 years with Shire. But Malone could coach, and he can recruit. He's an NBA champion, and they got the money. So those are great combinations. So out of a scale of 1 to 10, I would say this is an 8.5. Billy would have been a 9 for me, but Malone can coach. And I think if I look at the NBA jobs that would definitely probably be available, maybe Portland would be available. I don't know what's going on with Chauncey.
I don't know why Portland wouldn't keep Tiago Splitter. He's coached pretty much the whole season, and you see where they're at. If I'm Portland, I'm keeping Tiago Splitter right there. I'm taking the interim tag off of him.
Yeah. It's got to be like the Ime Missoula type of thing. You just let Chauncey's probably never going to coach in the NBA again if he doesn't get if you don't get acquitted. That's a whole bit of another conversation. But yeah, out of the teams available, yes, I'd rather run my own team in Chapel Hill. So yeah, 8.5. I can't be mad at it. The key is, I always wonder how these it's just different. It's a different environment. So I would love to see him do it. It's really important who he hires as his general manager down there. But yeah, 8.5 for me. That's the rating.
My thing with Michael Malone is don't get caught up in what many of the pro coaches do. Don't get caught up like Dion and think NIL and transfer is all college sports is about right now. It's about way more than that. So don't go spend your money willy-nilly. Don't go trying to build your entire team through the portal. Do your recruiting. The key to me is stop letting all the big names go to Duke.
Yes, say that twice. That makes sense.
Stop letting all the big names go to Duke. Go steal something. You're only competing. You're only competing with Arkansas and Duke for 5-star guards on the East Coast right now. They're not going to Maryland. UConn is just. It just depends on the year with them and who the player is. They ain't going to Nova. Ain't going to Maryland. Ain't going to Georgetown. Go get some of them 5-star guards.
Yeah. It's time. You got to be in the conversation. I don't want to hear the same way we hear Duke's in the conversation and you say Arkansas. You got to be in that conversation. It should be a 3-headed monster. It can't, because it was at one point it was Kentucky and Duke. Let me just say it clear. It's wherever Calipari is and Duke. That's what it is. You need to be in the conversation with Calipari and Duke.
And that's simple as that. Thing. Mark Pope. Don't let Calipari get all those guys. Go get some yourself. Kentucky is a brand with or without John Calipari. Go get some damn 5-stars.
I gotta keep it a buck, man. Because Halliburton said it, and most of these guys aren't Kentucky guys. They're Calipari guys.
Oh no,
Calipari did a lot.
Those jokes have been funny this March.
Yeah, those guys are Calipari guys.
So hold on. I could have swore all these guys went to Kentucky or what? John Calipari University. And then the guys who stuck with Kentucky, they're like, "Oh man, I'm shocked they ain't cheering for Arkansas." It's just a funny joke.
So I got to be real. I don't know if Kentucky has the same cachet without Mr. Calipari, because those guys went to school because of John Calipari, because he's still getting guys go to Kentucky, Arkansas, excuse me. And then he has people go to Memphis. So all that with Kentucky brand, I get what you're saying, but pump the brakes. It's Calipari, man. That's why I say it's Calipari. Duke.
We don't have to act like Calipari is the only person in the history of Kentucky basketball to bring in player stuff.
No, Pitino was there, right? Yeah, Pitino was the guy. Yeah, like I'm not knocking that. And the Tubby had a few runs, but they ain't.
Come on, this been going since Adolph Rock. You know what I mean? Like you gotta. Mark Pope, just don't concede the battle. Is all I'm saying. Calipari had his guys. Tubby Smith had his guys. Ricky P had his guys. Joe Hall had his guys. Adolph Rupp had his guys. You ain't gotta just concede it. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's tough. Like, let's be real. If you look at it from a high school perspective right now, let's put ourselves in an 18-year-old kid, 17-year-old kid's perspective. Calipari or Duke or Kentucky. I'm taking one of those two options first. I'm just being honest. If the money's you ain't competing with Kentucky, you could compete actually. But the Tyson family, it's the Tyson family. If I have to call Jerry on the phone,
chicken nuggets, man.
Yeah, I'm calling
Chicken
Jerry.
And Jerry money. What a combination.
Yeah, Jerry's gonna get it done. So it's tough. But North Carolina has Michael.
And they got the Walmart. Wait, the Walmart people own are the Tyson people, right? Or are these two different people? Yeah. So yeah, you got Walmart money and oil money. Whew.
Yeah. It's hard to compete that. So that's my only thing. But for UNC, you have MJ. You have the night you can call. MJ can make another call. You should be competing with you. It should be a three-headed monster for the top recruits in the country going forward.
Speaking of Mike Malone, Sean, the Denver Nuggets have gotten hot. They won 9 straight, and they have overtaken 3rd seed from the Lakers. Are you starting to feel confident in Denver again?
Before I answer to Denver, whoever, I want to face the Lakers in the first round. I know we're going to talk about them, but that's all I'm going to say. Yeah, like Denver, Jokic has not looked the same. This is the key to Denver. I'm just going to say, it doesn't have to be a long thing. It's Jokic. Jokic is starting to look like first half Jokic, not the middle of the season Jokic after the injury, who dropped out of the MVP race and Wemby overtook him, and then Luka overtook him. Even Jaylen Brown at some points overtook him. So he started to play like MVP level. If he's MVP level, woo, that second round matchup of San Antonio and Denver, oh my God. Man, that's going to be crazy. That's going to be exciting. But yeah, I have a lot of faith in Denver because when they've been healthy this year, they've looked like the team that could knock off OKC. Again, San Antonio's in that conversation, but it's a conversation out. There's a three-headed monster in the West with those 3 teams. Those 3 teams, I would not be surprised whatever matchup it is. Each game, every series goes 7 games, and whoever wins that matchup, even though Boston's tough, I'm not going to Boston, should be the favorites to go win the NBA title. But the key is Jokic. Jokic is playing like the MVP. That's it.
Yeah, I think those are the only 3 teams capable of winning the Western Conference. My thing is with the Denver. We know best offense helps compete with anyone. The issue is it seems like when their offense is that good, they use that as an excuse to take off on defense. And that's a problem with me. They're not going to beat OKC or San Antonio unless they start playing some damn defense again. Ain't that what getting the healthy Aaron Gordon back is supposed to do? Ain't that what getting Bruce Brown back is supposed to do? Ain't that what adding Cam Johnson was supposed to do? You know what I mean? So, isn't Christian Brown supposed to be one of your guys that can slide his feet out there? So until they start playing some defense, you won't hear me saying I have confidence in them to beat either OKC or San Antonio. I know they can compete with them right now. Not confident they can beat them, but I do think they have cemented themselves as the 3rd best team in the West. They've gotten hot at the right time. They're probably going to breeze through their first round opponent. The Lakers can go no lower than 6th, and without Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, that's probably where they're going to end up. And even with them, I think the Nuggets go ahead and win that series. And then they get the 2 seed, which would be San Antonio. They could beat San Antonio just off of experience.
Mm-hmm.
But if they don't start playing some defense, they won't beat OKC in the conference final because we already know how much the refs love OKC. They damn near pull their pants down for them and do what they need because it's ridiculous.
Know what's funny about the NBA and just sports in general? Once a team becomes dominant, how the tides has turned. They've been playing like this for the last 3 years, and now they're dominant. Now we're like, yo, shade. It's funny how that works in sports. But
we've been saying this for 2 years now. Come on, this ain't a new conversation.
Yeah, it's not a new conversation.
And come on, we got the clips. We had full highlight packages of the refs just glazing these guys. Casey
Yeah.
Wallace holding a wrist right in front of the ref. Ball handler begging. Call it! Again, we need ass whoopings. Go a long way. These refs need to be rocked in their jaw. Call the game the right way.
I can't be mad at that. I would say that, yeah, I just think OKC. No, excuse me. I think Denver. The thing is about experience. This is my only thing about San Antonio. I haven't seen it. A team with no experience go and win the title. Not saying they can't do it, because there's always a first. Never say never, my mom always tells me. But Denver took OKC to 7 games with a 6-man rotation last year. I still remember that. I was like, man, that's how good Jokic is. Jokic is that good. And against Team USA, Jokic in Serbia, Jokic is that good that he can go on a playoff run like that. He's that good. We haven't seen a guy like him. And when you're the best player, anything's possible. He's on that LeBron, Michael, that type of run right now. Kobe, he can win a postseason by himself, type of thing.
But
he has better weapons this year.
His team's got to be there to help him. And his team being there to help him means playing some defense.
I think they'll play better. Like Watson, Gord. I think. Listen, I don't know. I just think they'll be a better team. I think they're a better team than last year. Again, doesn't mean they're going to win at all. But if Jokic could play like he played in the postseason, and Gordon played out of his mind, and Murray's better this year. Like, let's be real. Murray's better this year, and Watson is good. It's a different team. Like, I'm not knocking them. It's a 3. They're not better than San Antonio or OKC. But can they beat them in a 7-game series? Absolutely. Absolutely. And if Jokic does it, damn, I'm gonna have him put him. I'm definitely have to put him in my top 15 of all time. I don't have him there yet. All right, so the Chicago Bulls clean house. They fired the general manager. They fired the president. About damn time. That's all I gotta say right now. Javon, what's your thoughts about Chicago making these moves?
It's a step in the right direction, but we all know it's still one thing that has to happen. I'll just leave it where it's at. But as long as Jerry Reinsdorf is there, ain't nothing happening in Chicago. But front office cleaned out. Billy Donovan's probably going to leave. So, I mean, it's as simple as this. Trade Patrick Williams. I don't care if you have to trade him for a vending machine. I don't want to hear anything else about Patrick Williams in the NBA ever again. I don't want to hear about Isaac Okoro. You talk about a bad roster that had assets that you traded for nothing. The damage is already done. That's the issue. You've got nothing to be excited about on this team except Josh Giddey and Matas Buzelis. Everyone else can be on the move. You can get something for Anthony Simons. You can get something for Nick Richards. You can get something for Jalen Smith. You can get something for Trey Jones. You can get something for Colin Sexton. Get all you can out of those guys and build around Giddey and Buzelis. Simple and plain and simple. But the damage that those two did to that franchise, those two should not be allowed to step foot in the city of Chicago. And it's that simple.
Yeah, they put them in the middle. And then you make a declaration at the trade deadline, we want to escape the middle. When I read that, if I was a Chicago fan, I'm like, you idiot. This conversation should have been happening. We went 3 years in a row, 2 years in a row to the play-in tournament with no foundational pieces to build around. It's scary to me. No disrespect to Buzelis or Giddey. Those are third and fourth options on championship level teams. And those are your guys that you're saying, let's build around. And it's not what you're saying, Jerron. It's just the pieces. You're right. They're building pieces, but you don't got a number 1 and you don't got number 2. The Chicago Bulls better hope and pray. Out of teams that desperately need to win this lottery, Chicago, Sacramento, I wouldn't even put Washington and Utah because they got some fundamental, and Brooklyn. Those teams need to have lottery luck because they don't have any foundational pieces. They need to find. They need something there. They need something. They need their Jalen Johnson. They need their Anthony Davis or whatever those other teams. They have nothing there. No foundational pieces. They need hope. That the good Lord is like, let's bless Chicago like we did with D Rose. Like you need that type of foundational piece over there because you have nothing to be excited for a Bulls fan. You need to go into a OKC level 2 to 5 year tank and build and build it the right way. I don't know if Billy wants to stay around. If not, Billy, this is up your alley. We're going to be playing with a lot of young kids. If you want to have a dual say with the new general manager, cool. But we're going to develop it the right way. We might go get a GM from OKC, bring him up here. We're going to do it the right way because what they've done in Chicago is a travesty. Chicago is one of the best cities I've ever been to, and I heard the fans are amazing. Like they support. And you giving them this for 4 or 5 years. And all this left in the cupboard is Josh Giddey and Matas Buzelis. Brooklyn, Chicago,
terrible drafting.
Yes, and the Kings, they got to hit. They got to get their luck. They need luck. They need a hit with this draft. Absolutely, they need a hit for this draft.
I mean,
it's bleak. Think about it. Look at it. Look at this. What is around them? Like the only thing is they have all their first round picks going forward, so that's a good thing. You can get into a good tank. But this year, if you can get Peterson, DeMonster, Boozer, any of these guys, any of these guards, you got to fall into the top 5 for Chicago. You need a foundational piece. I would love to see Acuff there, to be honest with you, because I think he's going to have that cultural influence as well. But they need someone because Josh getting Buzelis is not something to look forward to.
I'm just. You look at the Bulls and you look at the White Sox. Owners need to be forced to sell franchises.
Yeah, it's time. It's time. Sad.
You're bringing nothing to the leagues. Nothing.
But think about it, Javon. Buzelis and Giddey are your and the Rhinestone.
And the bad part about it, Sean, literally everyone in the NBA community has been saying these two need to be gone for years now.
Yes.
Years.
But I'm not surprised. Again, watching The Last Dance this last week again, Reinsdorf let Jerry Krause run out Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Phil Jackson. Some people just should not. You're blessed with money, doesn't mean you need to own a basketball team. Simple as that.
Yo, and I forgot all about this. We really had LeBron fans gassing up Jerry Krause as some great GM. And the idiots didn't even know Jerry Krause didn't draft Jordan.
That was my guy. What was he used to be Rod Thorne. Rod Thorne did that.
That was Rod Thorne.
Yeah, that's Rod Thorne. I feel bad for it. Chicago. You should be happy though, fans, because now you maybe be on the right track. But you got to. I would go get one of these guys from OKC to be my general manager. One of the, I don't know, someone in OKC. We're going to build it that way. As simple as that.
All right, Sean, the Lakers are going through it. No Luka Doncic or Austin Reeves this week. They're probably going to miss the first few games of the first round of the playoffs. And we can be honest, the Lakers are going to lose tonight, which means they will finish this season 1-11 against the top 4 teams in the NBA, with their one win being very early on against the Spurs. Outside of that, nothing but ass whoopings against the Thunder, San Antonio, Boston, and Detroit. And we're talking about a Detroit team without Cade Cunningham the second time. And you entered that game on a 9-game winning streak. Just like that, another dead season in LA.
Yeah, this is scary. Because the Lakers look good in the month of March. I can't front. It looked good enough that their first round series won't end up like we what did last year against whoever they faced. It was going to be competitive. Not saying they were going to win because they still have matchup issues defensively, but it looked like they were putting it together. Man, like I said in the last segment, whoever, if I'm Minnesota or the Rockets, I'm angling that I'm facing the Lakers in the first round. It's just, I don't like to see injuries determine seasons, but for their two quote unquote best players to go out like that, and now you're depending on LeBron. I watched the whole Cooper Flag LeBron matchup the other day, and LeBron still looks good, but that roster without those two guys is bare. It's really bare. So
hold on, can we talk real quick though?
Go ahead.
Because he just can't do anything without pissing me off, apparently. So he gets to join with the Mavericks fans saying, I've been able to do this all along. They got me on the shelf. After one good night, stop. You can't. We done seen many a bad night from you this year. You know what? Hey, y'all boys said he can do it all. He said he been able to do this. He could have been doing this all season. That's what y'all boys said. So I don't want to hear no excuses. First round, go win your team a series then. That's what I'm
That's pride and ego talking. I didn't see that clip, but I have to find it. That's funny.
No. He said, I'm gonna make you stand on business about it. No, yeah.
I actually like that.
Long, then go do it.
I actually like that.
That's on the shelf. Man, shut up. You the third best player on that team.
But let's be real. You think Kobe wouldn't have felt the same way? Michael wouldn't feel the same way? I like that mentality. It's like, I can do it. Can they do it at this point? Can you do it at this point? No. That team will win. They'll get swept if no one comes back. I got to be honest. They're going to get swept. Like, point blank period, they're going to get swept. That's why it's an easy first round for Houston or Minnesota or even Denver. They dropped to the 6th seed. I don't know if there's a chance. I have to look at the standings. But yeah, I'm not mad about that statement, but I feel bad that, well, actually, not feel bad. This might be a showcase for LeBron. If I'm LeBron, to show, because he won't be back in LA next year. Definitely not $50 million. That, hey, the Lakers should not bring him back. You have your two pieces you guys love. Build around those two pieces and go from there. But it'll be a showcase for him with maybe the Clippers, maybe the Warriors. The Warriors will be such an old team if they bring him there next year. The Knicks, the Cavs, some team that could sign him to a short-term deal that he can still produce.
I'm gonna be honest with you, but you know what, Sean? He goes to the Warriors. I can't bear. I wouldn't be able to bear watching Draymond all season. He'd be so uncontrollable, and his mouth would be so filled with sausage. I couldn't watch it, bro. I couldn't. I mean, Sean, I'm gonna tell you a story. Before I left Syracuse,
yeah,
I had a party at my people's place, right? And I had a homegirl who wanted to smash both of two of my best friends. And she sat herself right in between them two on the couch in my basement. And it was pretty much whoever outflirts the other or whatever that night is getting it. That's going to be Draymond. He's going to be the homegirl sitting on the couch, sandwiched between the two dudes he wants. And whoever did the best job that night is getting it. I just can't, man. I just can't. We just got some bad examples of men in this world. It's too much femininity going on with men right now. I was on 2K with my homeboys last night. One of them got so fried, he started playing like a straight idiot and kiki and giggling. I don't like that. That's what girls do when they get drunk. They get drunk, they start acting dumb and thinking it's cute. I don't like that. That's come on, man. We gotta get back to masculinity. We gotta get back to take some testosterone shots in the morning or something. I don't know. But it's too much femininity going on.
I think there's too much buddy in sports. Like, that's why I talked about earlier. I wasn't mad what Gino did. I want people not to like each other anymore. And if it goes past, Draymond called him a B, hit him in his groin in the NBA Finals, and now you lost to that guy. What? How many times in the finals? 3 times in the finals, something like that. Like, and you guys are BFFs and stuff. I just think partying on. No, do that. If you want to do that after your career, I could care less. But it just used to mean something. When I grew up, you thought these guys, it was like wrestling. You thought they really didn't like each other. And again, some of these Bulls players still, and these Lakers players, they still feel a certain type of way towards those organizational rivals. I just don't think, I think that's missing in sports. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan. I don't want you guys working out together, training together. Like what happened to keeping secrets? So like I'm working in the lab, I'm adding this to my game. I just don't like it. I just think it's horrible for what's going on in sports. But yeah, for the Lakers this year, season's over. It did show me something that the Luka Reeves thing, I was a little down on it. It could work if they get some defenders around them. It'll work. JJ could coach.
Because Reeves can't handle the ball. Luka disappeared against OKC the other night. Sean, what is encouraging about going 1-11 against the top 4? That means you're nowhere close to a chip.
Well, this is the thing. Laker fans are like Yankee fans. They could be delusional. I don't think anyone had the Lakers winning a chip this year. I didn't.
No, I'm saying with that core period, they're not winning a chip.
No. I think.
And you gotta remember, this little stretch that Luka went on, that's only because he's going through a little custody battle. He's going to get that resolved. He's going to come right back down to earth, and he ain't going to be averaging 40 for the season. Dude, like he had 2 weeks of he had used basketball to get some stuff off his chest. He's going to come back down to earth too, and even that couldn't get him to have a good game against OKC. So we can come up the brakes. Like the Lakers are not going anywhere anytime soon. That ain't just this season. It ain't just about these injuries. Again, 1-11 against the top 4. You're nowhere close to anything.
So, again, maybe because I'm playing 2K with the Lakers and I got Herb Jones and a few other defenders.
Yeah,
I think it could work.
I got him on GM and I flipped. Luke Kennard ain't on my team. DeAndre Ayton ain't on my team, and Jackson Hayes ain't on my team. But Miles McBride, Ben Simmons, and Walker Kessler are, and it makes a big difference. But this ain't 2K. This is real life. And you can't make Austin Reeves play defense in real life. You can do it on 2K. No. It's about your fingers, and even then, he still get cooked.
Yeah, he
can't do this on real. I can put Luka Doncic on a big man on 2K, and to get away with it. You can't do that in real.
Damn, you got Ben Simmons. You were that desperate for wing defender?
Oh yeah. I need him to guard Chat. Boy, Sean, listen, let me talk to you like this. I started the season 19-3, right? My 3 losses, ass whoopings to OKC and San Antonio, and then 1 game we just didn't show up and play Portland because I got the injury-free rosters on. So Damian Lillard just torched us like he always does. When I tell you 2K know how to cheat for Damian Lillard, and it's every year, I didn't stop even trying with him. I just know it's going to be 1 game a year that he cooks my grits, and I leave it alone. After them games, I said I need another backcourt defender. Got Miles McBride, moved Luka to the 2, and brought Reeves off the bench. And I said I need someone to protect the rim for my starting unit. That's where I got Walker Kessler.
Yeah.
One more just versatile defender. Ben Simmons was in free agency. I said, come on. I put him on Chet Holmgren against OKC in the NBA Cup semifinals the other night. Now I'm going to play Orlando in the championship. So listen. Yeah, that's it. Yes, I was. Ben Simmons is doing his job. He running the floor, and I got him dunking the ball. Forget all that pass half and stuff. I got Ben Simmons at the 5, just running around, and it's working.
Just running around. I actually might have to take that formula and sign Ben Simmons. I forgot he's a free agent, but the one thing we knew about Ben, he could defend. He was one of the better defenders in the league. So if you're asking him, hey, Joe, just go in the dunker spot and play defense with Luka and them, that actually might work. I can't man. You got to let me know how it goes for the whole season.
We still had 3 losses. We rolling.
Yeah. 19-3 is 19-3 is 19-3. I cannot be mad about that.
Spurs again. Listen, I just hope Ben Simmons can guard Wemby because that's the only solution I got. I can't put nobody else in.
I did a game the other day, Lakers versus Spurs. I had Marcus Smart, and I was like, "This is the best thing I could try to do."
And it wasn't enough. It
Oh
wasn't
no,
enough.
no,
Yeah,
he was playing the game.
because they guard, and you can't stop them. It's yeah. Spurs is hard out on that game. Oof.
Yeah, Spurs are the Spurs are a tough matchup. I actually rather face the Spurs than the OKC. I rather face OKC than the Spurs. In
If your OKC's bench comes in, my team's so deep and their bench is so small, I can go ahead and take a lead on the bench and then just hold it with the starters. San Antonio, there's defense all over the place.
Their defense is,
I can't do it.
Yeah, even I'll be driving, and it's like the fear factor. I'll kick it out. It's like the Wimby effect. He'll be there. I'm like, nah, I can't.
Boy, I'll be taking hella floaters. And then, he got up and spiked one of the floaters to half court. I said, yeah, I can't, bro. I can't. Let me simulate the rest of this game. I already know what time it is.
Oh, man. Yeah, this is crazy.
Long story short, Lakers ain't going anywhere. Nah. Sean, we're very critical of today's player in load management. Maybe we were wrong. Giannis Antetokounmpo and Joel Embiid came out this week, especially from frustrations towards their front offices about being held out while being able to play. Well, at least while thinking they're able to play. Embiid wound up messing up his oblique again as soon as he came back. So he may have been wrong about Daryl Morey. But Giannis Antetokounmpo, who can't stay healthy, is heated with the Bucks. And apparently he's not too happy about seeing what the Pistons are doing with their star player injured. And then you see what the Bucks have done without him.
Yeah, I think load management is a case-by-case scenario in the sense it was crazy a couple years ago. It's definitely the 65 game rule has definitely curved that, so that's good for basketball. I just think that for Embiid's situation, if I'm Daryl Morey, I'm not mad about it because we want him. Let's see, the gloves are off come April, whatever. They're a playing team right now. I gotta look at this. I haven't done an NBA note this morning, but they're gonna be a playing team. We need you healthy for that, and let's see what kind of run we could go into the playoffs as the 7th or 8th seed. Let's see. Do I think Philly has a chance against a Detroit team? Maybe. I don't know, but they can't beat Boston though. They can't beat Boston. So I'm not mad about that Philly situation because I don't see the point of Joel Embiid playing some of the games he wanted to play, like the Wizards. It's games that we could win. I'm not that. The Giannis situation, I think I'm completely agree with the Bucks organization finally taking a stand against Giannis. We finally saying, hey, it's like a relationship. Hey, I got to put what's best for Sean first over you. And so what's best for the Bucks is to try to get a better draft pick. Hopefully luck up like the Hawks did the last couple of years, the Mavericks done, and get into the top 3 or maybe we win the lottery. And then we have some leverage. We have some optionality, they like to call it nowadays, to improve our roster or build for the future with or without Giannis. What's the point of playing Giannis? Because Giannis wants to play with his brothers. Like, who cares? And the only reason your brothers are in the league is because of you. It's like the LeBron Bronny story was a little diluted because the reason Bronny's in the league is because of LeBron. Like, it's not like a natural synergy type of father-son type of thing. So I don't care if I'm the Bucks. Yo, dude, what are we gonna find us 100,000, find us 500,000? We're billionaires. I don't care. I'm taking back control of my organization. Every time we talk about this, I talk about the Ravens owner, Bashadi. I love that. This is my organization. I can't give control to the players. The Bucks gave too much control to Giannis. Now you have to rest. You got to snatch it back from him and be like, yo, this is how it's working on forward. We're gonna trade you for wherever we want. Bring whatever list you want, but we're gonna do what's best for the Bucks organization. Go for it. You're a legend, the greatest Bucks player of all time. You're gonna have a statue one day. Am I frosting our relationship for right now? But we'll get it right in the future. Right now, I gotta take control back of my organization.
You know, I like in this Bucks situation, kind of touch of your day job, Sean. You know, when you let these kids develop bad habits, at some point it becomes too late.
Yep.
You got to nip it in the bud early.
Yep.
Nah, man, they go do that homework now. Nah, I ain't go in a minute. Go get them dishes done. Go take that trash out.
Yep.
Hey, stop that talking back.
Right away.
You
Nip
gotta
in the
nip in
bud.
the bud instantly from the youth. Because once you develop and grow and mature, who you are is who you are. People don't change. I don't care what anyone says. People don't change. You get to a point, who you are is who you are. Same thing in basketball. You can't teach James Harden and Russell Westbrook to play a new style of basketball in year 13. It's too late. They are who they are, set in their ways. So with this Giannis stuff, you let him control you into some bad decisions for so long. It's too late. Now you got to move.
Yeah, and you're forced to move him. But again, before Giannis says, "I want to do this, this, and that," you're gonna do it. But now, I think you kind of see the writing on the wall. You're like, he's 32 years old. He's always getting hurt with these lower leg injuries. We got to protect ourselves because if Giannis tears his Achilles the last 3-4 games of the season, it's a wrap. Like you're gonna lose, and he's coming off a free agent. He's gonna be a free agent at 33 years old. There's a fool born every day. I'm not saying the Brooklyn Nets wouldn't give up picks for him and pay him an extension, but your leverage severely diminished, and you have a chance in a draft class. You don't have a lot of first round picks moving forward in a draft class that's supposed to be generational, that you can get a really good foundational piece. F Giannis, I got to do what's best for me. I got to do what's best for me, Javon. I can't front. I got to do what's best for me. It does not make sense for me to put Giannis out there. All right, so Angel Reese was traded. The Dream acquired Reese and a second round swaps for 2 first-round picks. She's coming down here to Atlanta. I actually saw that. I was like, man, I'm going to go to a couple games. That's the Angel Reese effect. What's your thoughts about the trade?
This whole thing is about the Chicago Sky. So a player who's supposed to be a franchise player says, y'all need to show me y'all are dedicated to winning. I'm not about to just be here with no talent around me my whole career, wasting away. I want to win. And your solution ain't, all right, yeah, let's put some talent around her. Let's actually get serious about winning. It's trading her instantly after her second season. If I'm a free agent, I'm never signing with Chicago. If I'm on the trade block, don't send me to Chicago, please. I'm not going to suit up for them. So, yeah, and I'm going to make it publicly known I'm not suiting up for them if I get traded there. So they're not going to trade for me. I'm not going to Chicago. Your solution to your best player in her second year saying, hey, I want to win. I don't want to play for a franchise that's not going to surround me with talent was, all right, trade. You don't care about winning. That's what that tells me. So, yeah, your ownership needs to be forced to sell. We just need to get to that point. At some point, we got to skip beating around the bush and just get right into the nitty gritty. Stuff like this happens. All right. Hey, yeah, go ahead and sell your franchise. We don't need you in our. That's simple. I don't know why that didn't even, that should have been a mandate in the first draft of the bylaws of every major American sports league. That at any time we can call the vote and say we got to get this owner out for lack of competition.
Well, can I ask you a question? The Angel Reese effect, well, I'm going to be honest. When I said, I was like, oh, she's a star. I want to go see her. It's not about her game. I actually like getting 2 first-round picks for her. Like, I don't think she's do you think she's the first or second best player on a championship team?
Basketball value-wise,
yeah, let's be real.
Good.
Yeah, yeah. Let's call it space bait.
But the optics of
you
trade her as soon as she says she wants to play, like she wants to win, and she does not want to be franchised to withhold her from that. That's what looks bad about it.
Good point. I agree with that because that whole end of the year they suspended her, blah blah blah. But if you think about it in that conversation, it was a lot about picking at her teammates too. Remember that she was throwing shade at her teammates in that article as well.
So you're saying she ain't good enough for all the headache.
Yeah,
and you're getting these 2 first to try to win. All right, we won't know that answer until a few years from now. All I'm saying is, if this turns out to be yeah, we traded her because she wanted to win, and we ain't really got no interest in that. Keep me away from Chicago.
I see what you're saying, but I remember. I'm saying, come back to my memory. The article, she didn't get suspended because she said that she didn't want to. She wanted to win. Is she threw shade at the current players on the team, and she's not good enough. And I remember us coming on this part. She's not good enough to be talking like that. She's not a top 10 player in the league. She's not top 15 talent wise. Like, and I like Angel.
No, but she was better than the people on that team, which is a problem.
And that's the problem.
For her not to be that good and to actually still be good enough to say that about her teammates is an issue.
That's an issue. Exactly. But that's also a Chicago issue in that they haven't built a great enough team. When Angel Reese is your best player, and again, she's like a third option on a really championship level team. I gotta be real, because where her skill set is.
She's
where her
a
skill set
on a championship team.
Nothing but what's that? Yeah, that's a third, fourth. Dennis Rodman is a great third option in Chicago. We'll call him the third option, right? Right. So,
no, he wasn't the third option. No, Tony Cooper was the third option.
Yeah. I mean, like the third best player.
Piece.
Yeah, because he was one of the best defenders.
Third best player. Yeah, third best player, but not third option. No.
Okay. So getting two first round picks for a girl in her second year who's not a transcendent talent. If you think about that, that's a good deal. I saw the deal. I was like, that's just a good deal. Like, but the key is what Chicago does with their own first round picks as well. You got to be able. It makes sense if in next year you tell me we're gonna tank and we got Juju coming in. Then I'm like, oh, it worked out. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it depends what you do with those two first round picks. But I'm not mad at the move. I like the move for both sides, to be honest with you. And I like her coming down here to Atlanta. I think she's gonna fit the culture. I think it's gonna be. She's not this. Let's call a spade. Angel's not just thinking about basketball. She's thinking because she worked with the Chicago to get to a location she wanted. She didn't pick Indiana. She picked.
Going to be great for her.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, man. So it's a win-win for both of them, and she's still going to be productive. And yeah, I like the move for both teams. I think Chicago was like, we need to get a refresh. And it's not. She's not that good enough for me to be not stressing about that.
Here go my issue. When did basketball become secondary to basketball players? Because that's what it is.
Yeah.
Basketball is secondary to her. She in Atlanta to get her business stuff popping.
Yeah, exactly. Let's call it space.
LeBron went to LA to get his business stuff popping.
Exactly. But at least LeBron did it with 4 titles. She got no titles, and she's not. But she's smart too, because she has the attention now, but she don't have the game to match it up in year 10 when we're like, we on to something else. Maximize it now. Build these relationships in Atlanta. Build your business off the court in Atlanta. It's a great market. I'm not mad at her. I can't lie.
I hear you. I just miss when athletes actually cared about their sport. That's all. And it wasn't just a stepping stone. Anyways, and wonder why sports are what they are now. I got a new name for the NBA. And I didn't come up with it, but I'm sticking with it. National Blowout Association. Sean, we're going to stay split screen on this one. Friday, March Stein tweets. March was the least competitive month in the history of the NBA. There were 88 games decided by at least 30 points in the month of March.
Yep.
This Friday that just passed, the average margin of victory, 24.4 points. That's the largest average margin of victory on a day with at least 8 games in NBA history. Got another one for you from Tim Reynolds. There have been 2 days in NBA history spanning 80 years where at least 9 games were played with an average margin of victory being at least 24 points. All right? 2 days in 80 years. Both were this season. One was Friday, and one was last Sunday. But this is the best era of basketball.
No. Best ever basketball to me was the 2000s, 2010. I'll say this straight up. it's the Adam Silver problem. We've blown his name up twice, 3 times already in this podcast. It's a Adam Silver problem. And this is why it's the Adam Silver problem. When you have 10 out of your 10 or 11, I remember, I think 12 out of 30 teams on purpose losing, and the only reason someone has to they're getting any level of wins is because they're playing each other at the end of the year. So someone has to win the game. But when it's purposely people are trying to lose, it's a bad basketball problem. And now we're talking about, hey, let's add 2 more teams. No, just move. And again, I'm not LeBron. I've never even been to Memphis, but I know the markets. Memphis and New Orleans don't need basketball teams. Oh, you want to take out of Sacramento. Those 3 organizations should not have basketball locations. Those cities should not have basketball teams. Move those 2 teams to those bigger markets. I'm even ready if you want to get rid of one of those teams. But the problem is the lack of competition, the incentive to lose. The NBA has to fix that situation, because then you see really bad basketball over the last 3-4 years in March and April because teams don't care. And when teams don't care, I think Javon said this, it was real. When the play-in tournament was already set basically 2 weeks before the season ended, wasn't the play-in tournament to determine more teams had a chance to make it? That's a problem.
The play-in tournament was set about 2 weeks ago. Yeah,
that's crazy. That's a problem. Like, you can't.
The season didn't even matter.
The 11 seeds are like 5, 6, 7 games out in each conference right now, probably more. That's a bad problem. The NBA has a really bad problem. They got to make it to a point that if I want to go see a random Hawks versus Jazz game in April, bring family who's up visiting, that actually is going to see some level of basketball, because the ticket prices don't go lower because of the quality of basketball or these teams' attention. The ticket prices are the same. So imagine you have a family, you want to take them to a game, and then they're seeing that level of basketball. It's a bad product. They got to figure that out. The worst thing that ever happened to the NBA, I think, is the TV deals and the big money. I think they get so comfortable with the big, because now everybody in this reality, it's parity. Everybody, no, if you started penalizing teams money based off winning percentage or some type of criteria, I bet you that's
Charles Barkley had the best solution. He's like, you cannot raise your ticket prices if you had a losing season, and there should be a bar set at what your ticket prices can be.
Exactly. I should be able to go to.
And they should have to decrease if your record decreases. It should be based on your record year over year.
If I was in Washington D.C. right now and the Wizards were about to play the Jazz, and I should be able to walk in for the way they're purposely tanking and get a ticket in the mid tier for like $15-$20. That's what those type of games deserve. I'm gonna be honest. Floor seat, $50.
I'll be honest with you, Wizards and Jazz, y'all should be coming to my school and giving away front row seats.
Exactly. That's what you should. That's a great idea. If you're gonna do that, then it should be onus on the teams. The local high schools, junior high school, we're just giving out free tickets. Make it like a Harlem Gold trial type of event. Make it very, hey, you get a ticket. Let's make it fun for those kids. Like, they give experience to some of those kids may never go to an NBA game in their lives. Make it that type of experience. Maybe never sit on the floor. But
if you pay for floor tickets to go see the Wizards, the Nets, the Jazz, I got 2 words for you: touch grass.
Yes, easily. I would never do that. Never. And so, yeah, it's just the NBA is a bad problem. They have to fix it.
And this is the only sport that we talk about like this.
Because it's hard to tank in the other leagues. It's really hard to tank. If you think about it, in the NFL, it's such a physical game.
Baseball to select few owners.
Yes, the Marlins, Pirates.
Well, Pittsburgh might actually be on to something this year. They might actually try to win something this year.
Well, Pittsburgh is this.
They're in that same conversation with the Marlins. They might try to win something this year.
The only thing is, and this is the downside of sports to me, you get rewarded for being bad. But when you're bad over time, you have to, if you keep hitting, like I said in the chat, you got 2 generational talents now on your team. All right, come on. What you want baseball to just give you players now? You got 2 guys in Pittsburgh with Skeens and Griffin. Pay them, pay those kids, and then build around them.
Pay those type of guys, you need to sell your franchise to somebody who will.
Exactly. Build them and go. Like that's it. Like you know how hard it is to find two on each side. I'm talking about generational guys.
Yeah. Now, if they turned you down, it's a different story.
That's different. I'm mad, but you got to make the effort, especially with people. I would give Griffin right now $100 million for an 8-year deal. I would give him, but he won't be able to leave Pittsburgh till like 28 years old. Skeens was definitely, because he's Scott Boras' client, definitely not going to take it. But I'm offering Skeens 150, 200 million right now. He's not going to take it, but I'm going to do whatever I can. Like Toronto was able to keep Guerrero for him free agency, but you got to do it now. It's hard to find those guys. At some point, the onus comes on our front office and the ownership. We got our two foundational pieces. Figure it out. Simple as that.
All right, Charlotte, there is trouble on Rocky Top. Kim Caldwell, I don't know how she has not been fired yet, because that was the worst volunteer season in a good little while. And it's looking worse than it looked on the court. The Lady Vols will have 0 returning players next season, thanks to transfers and graduates. They got 2 incoming freshmen, and of those 2, one of them has requested a release from her letter of intent. You cannot let what Pat Summitt built fall like this. Whew.
It has fallen like this. When was the last time the Lady Vols were in the conversation?
And that's the problem, because they're supposed to be in the conversation with UConn and UCLA and South Carolina.
I think the 2 best schools. When I think of college sports, off the top of my head, I think South Carolina and UConn. Women's college on basketball right now. I don't even think about Tennessee. I might put UCLA. I might put USC. Notre Dame has been more successful recently. Like I might think of these teams off the top of my head.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, I might think of Iowa and they're in that stretch with Caitlin Clark over them. Like, I'm just thinking of these teams that I don't think about Rocky Top anymore. So that's a problem. That's where USC and Kentucky in the men's side, you can't fall from that. Once you fall from that perch, it's hard. That's what we got to give UConn credit to being on this high perch for 20 plus years. That's hard. I don't know what they have to do, but it's a school who you can recruit. They're going to back their basketball team, all sorts of stuff. They don't have the right leadership there. And the women's, as the head coach, clearly, when all you guys are leaving or not coming back, I just saw this morning that their last recruit, she is going to turn her decision. It's a huge problem, Rocky Top.
Haven't won a national championship since 2008. Pat Summitt left in 2012 after back-to-back Elite Eight appearances. Holly Warlick took over, Elite Eight, Sweet 16, Elite Eight, second round, first round. Kelly Harper took over. COVID, second round, Sweet 16, second round. Kim Caldwell takes over, Sweet 16, and this year you somehow make the tournament at 16 and 14. That's another thing. Like, Dre, come on. We got teams in the women's tournament are getting in at 16 and 14. Come on. We got to stop acting like it's even close to the men's tournament, man. And losing the first round is a Tennessee. And now your whole roster's leaving. And I would put everything I own on Tennessee will not be in the tournament next month. I mean, not next month, not year. This is rough. I mean, you might be looking at a 3-year stint for Kim Caldwell.
What do you think, like, about going and bringing like Candace Parker as your general manager?
I think Candace would love to do it.
Yeah, I think you should try to bring some back of the old guard. Yeah, I would say Candace, you could be the general manager. They got to bring some credibility back to the program.
Yeah, like that makes sense. Keep losing everyone to UConn and UCLA and South Carolina and LSU. Tennessee's supposed to be getting some of those.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah, LSU has jumped them. I forgot about LSU. Like, just so many programs have jumped them in my mind.
Texas is another one.
Texas, like, you have the resources. I think what you have to do is sit back as a. I'm not all about that family stuff. That's why I'm happy North Carolina went outside the family. I think at some point you got to break that gene. You got to switch it up a little bit, right? And so, but in this case, I think they've lost their way. So to find their way back, at least during when North Carolina has quote unquote lost their way, they still got into national championship games and still been competitive. I just think they've lost their way. Bring Candace Parker back in, create a new role for her so she can still do TV, do something. But then she's the general, I don't know, president of, I don't know, create something for her. But she needs to be the face of your program. She gets to hire the coach, kind of like what, what's that play? Stanford is doing with Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck's the face. Let him run the program. Give him that 5-year window. See how it goes. I think that's what I would do with if I was Tennessee. We got to get the culture back. We got to get the swag back. We got to get the reputation back first, and then everything will follow. I don't know. Javon's on the phone. Go ahead.
Candace, right? She can get you money. Candace is the president of Adidas Women's Basketball. If you want games on TNT in the non-conference, she can get those. And she's trying to bring an expansion team to the WNBA, right? That takes money. And she's got Peyton Manning and the former governor down there, Bill Haslam, is part of that ownership team. So she's got the connections that can get you where you're trying to go. And everyone's going to want to play for Candace. Everyone. And everyone's going to want to send their kids to play for Candace. Now, that's a great idea for you, Sean. That's a great idea. I can't top that. That's a great one.
Yeah, you create a role for her. Again, that she has dual role because she does have basketball and she's really good at the NBA stuff. I think Candace is amazing, the way her personality and stuff. But create a role for that, but she has to be the president of ops. And you just got to get the swagger back. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to get the swagger back. Like, I like one more thing about the UNC thing I thought about it more. Malone's going to bring a level of swagger and toughness back to that organization that I think Hubert's just it's just his personality. It just doesn't have that oomph to him. I think Mike Malone does that. You just need something like that. You need someone from the top down to bring that back to Tennessee.
Yeah. Sean, it looks like the same old Orioles swept by the Pirates for the first time since 1893. They sit at 4-6. They're probably going to get back to 6-6 just because they're in a 3-game series with the White Sox right now. How much am I going to have to bring up Jerry Reinsdorf today? Goodness. Sean, listen, the people who were on the Orioles early last year were right. And I think it's that time again. This looks like a team that's not winning more than 77 games this season.
Is it panic time or is it more panic time in Boston? What's happening? They're not off to a good start either.
I trust Boston to turn it around. I don't trust these guys with no plate discipline and no pitching to turn it around.
I trust Boston's rotation way better than trust your rotation.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
This is what happens when you have a guy, Michael Elias, who's nothing more than a draft scout, or you let him promote 16 of his buddies within the organization, and your daggone local radio station allows him to pressure you into getting rid of your most critical voice of the Orioles, and Jason Lockenformer, who has been spot on with every criticism of the Orioles for the last 5-6 years.
Yeah. Is Elias like a Harvey League kid or something like that? No, he's not an Ivy League kid. Okay.
Let's check.
I wonder that. I'm just not an advocate of the Ivy League kids, even though Theo Epstein is the greatest one of the greatest ones I've ever seen. I think there should be a level of balance with that.
Oh, pitched at Yale.
Okay. Yeah.
Went and now you're at Thomas Jefferson Science and Tech. I know that school in Alexandria. Yeah, so he's a nerd. Yeah.
So I don't know why. My personal opinion is like they get more leeway in baseball than any other group you want to call them, quote unquote. And it's because they have that degree behind them. But at some point, you got to produce results. I do think 2 years ago, I was even sitting here and be like, yo, the Orioles are set up to make another 5 to 10 year run with their They didn't have the pitching when you thought they would get it. But the way it looks, the Yankees ain't going anywhere. And Toronto looks like they were just in the World Series last year. And you never count out Tampa Bay, and Boston will rebound. The future don't look as bright in Baltimore like it did 2 years ago. I always wonder when things fall, like it's like the Memphis Grizzlies. When things fall off so quickly, it has to start with, and I don't know why this Memphis, another Ivy League guy, why does he be able to still call the shots in Memphis? He does draft good around the edges. I give him credit for that. But why does he still get to call the shots? 3 years ago, we thought they're the team of the future. Same with Baltimore. If you think this person is the team of the future, why are they 2 years now? We're not even talking about them as a serious contender. It's something's off with that. I don't know.
Yeah. It's called a cheap GM who can't scout, who can't lure anyone to Baltimore. I think Scott Boras was looking for a team who would pay Pete and let him get away with swinging and missing 100 times in the name of 30 home runs. And you look at the Orioles lineup, that's what they do. Swing and miss. Ground into double plays. Leave runners in scoring position. It's not good to watch. It's not good to watch. And a window that was this open, squandered this fast. Adley Rutschman has already had more off days than I care to count. All right. We're 10 games into the season.
Damn, 10 games already.
Pete Alonso, just the king of leaving runners on. Why is Taylor Ward batting leadoff? Gunnar Henderson's going to leave.
Yeah, Gunnar hasn't signed that extension, right?
And once again, you drafted Adley Rutschman over Bobby Witt Jr.
Yeah, you're never gonna forgive that because Barbie's special. I would say this though: at one point, when is the honeymoon stage over for the owner? What has he done differently than
nothing? Nothing.
The Angelos.
Nothing.
Exactly. Yeah, like what difference have they? I'm trying to think because it was always the Angelos. Well, the Angelos no longer in the equation anymore.
Yeah.
You have the billionaire owner, and nothing really has changed.
Yeah, Cal Ripken. Ain't you supposed to be in his ear, or do you just not watch baseball anymore? You just a name for the ownership group.
That's a good point. Oh, Cal's part of the ownership group. Okay, I didn't know that. They have some big problems.
You wouldn't know. Yeah.
I don't know. Tough times, but it's early. 4-6 is 4-6. I'm not even hyped up on my Yankees being so off to a good start.
7-2, I'd be excited so far.
No. Listen,
they are capable of playing the right way.
Too much talent not to. Oh, I'm really excited about so far is how the offense has been. My concern is not our starting pitching. We have probably I don't want to say the best, top 2, top 3 rotations in the league, and then Cole hasn't even pitched yet. And Rodon hasn't even pitched yet. Our rotation is going to be really good. It's just, do we have enough guys who can make contact, when it matters? That's all.
I like how the NL Central is looking. Milwaukee looks good. Terry Francona seems like he's got Cincinnati going where he wants. I think Pittsburgh has room to grow. St. Louis ain't as bad as it was last year. And we'll see what the Cubs turn out to be. But I'm impressed by the starts Milwaukee and Cincinnati have gotten off to, especially Cincinnati. But Pittsburgh, hey, figure out something with O'Neal Cruz. I mean, because I don't know how you move from shortstop to center field. And center field definitely ain't his spot. Figure out something, please. Moving to first base as tall as he is. I don't care.
Moving to first base. That's a natural position, it looks like.
Sean, the Basketball Hall of Fame has become a joke. Amari Stoudemire, Doc Rivers, Mike D'Antoni. The Hall means nothing. It doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah, and No, what I hate about the Basketball Hall of Fame is the Hall of Fame of basketball. Like, it's not the NBA Hall of Fame or whatever. They accumulate all your accomplishments. I don't like it. But regarding the NBA, well, I've gotten just D'Antoni should not. I would give D'Antoni this credit. He did usher a style of basketball that I don't like, but everybody's copied his style. So if you want to bring him in as an influencer, cool. I don't care. Doc Rivers, I think Doc's one of the most overrated coaches I've ever seen in the NBA history.
In sports history.
Sports history. So Doc is Doc, but Doc talks a lot. So maybe
his own players don't like him.
Yeah, a lot of his old players don't like him at all. Like, I don't know. Doc's just a BSer to me. And Amari's just not a Hall of Famer. Like, one of the few things I agree with Stephen A. Smith, he had a good breakdowns. Like, someone tell me what was Amari's prime years? Those Phoenix years?
Yep.
And I think it was 4 or 5 years. Like, the prime wasn't long enough. When he got to New York, that first year, if he won that MVP, then Melo came. It wasn't the same. And then he just started bouncing from team to team. I'm confused why Amari Stoudemire is a Hall of Famer, because we're basing off a 4 or 5 year prime in Phoenix.
He had 5 All-NBAs. One of them were first team, the other 4 were second teams, rookie of the year, and another All-Star mixed in that. They're going to say that means he had 5 straight years of being one of the best players at his position. And I hear that. But
the West was tough. The West was tough because in that position at the time it was Duncan, Nowitzki, him. Was Garnett in the West at the time?
Yeah, I mean, look, the stats, are they bad? No, Garnett was kind of gone by the time Amari started his run. So, the stats look solid, sure. But to me, it's this simple. Do I have to think about it? I think Dion said it best. Do I have to think about it? If I do, then you ain't in.
But I gotta be honest, when I first saw that, there was nothing to think about. I was like, he's not a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
It's not even a thought. He's not a Hall of Famer because Amari's prime wasn't long enough. There's no signature moments in his career, except for that time when he came to New York when he was at half of the season. We thought he was the MVP.
And if he won that year
in the MVP voting, right?
Yeah, he played 78 games to finish 9th in MVP voting.
Because Carmelo came after the second half or something, and it switched the whole dynamic of the team. But he was an MVP, and so if he finished 1 or 2, maybe we can have a conversation. But come on, man, we just can't be letting people into Hall of Fame. Amari, good player, played in a tough era with great power forwards. I give him credit. Him and LeBron were the 2 best 18-year-old guys I've ever seen play in the NBA. He came out like a man child. I was like, who is this kid? Him and LeBron straight from high school, the 2 best I've ever seen. Moses is in that conversation, but Kobe doesn't even touch them. Kevin Garnett doesn't touch them. Like, those 3 are the 3 best ready-made, comes from the NBA type of pros I've seen physically. But yeah, I'm just not a big fan of just rewarding guys. I'm just still confused. Someone has to make an argument to me that Amari's what you said about his stats, and he's still not a Hall of Famer to me. It wasn't those 5 years wasn't transcendent, didn't lead to 2 NBA titles and 2 Finals MVP. If you said that, he's a Hall of Famer.
Dexter Lawrence crushed the trade from the New York Giants, 3-time Pro Bowler and 2-time All-Pro. Has 2 years remaining on his contract. I think this year's $18 million and next year's $15.5 or something like that. I don't know why the Giants would want to move him, especially with that log jam they got at DN. Well, he wants to be moved, actually, excuse me. So happy for him to know he doesn't want to play for John Harbaugh. Anybody that you think has a glaring need for his services?
I don't think it's a Harbaugh thing. I think it's with the GM, because remember, he was trying to get this extension for the last 2 years.
Yeah, Joe too. Yeah, but
yeah, so
like it's Joe Shane. He getting out of there and not playing for Harbaugh, so I'm happy for him.
Dexter's a good player. I'm just trying to think. When I saw that, I'm like, can you fetch you a 3rd round pick, 4th round pick, maybe?
Definitely one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, like a mid tier pick. So if it's a mid tier pick, it opens up. Why shouldn't Buffalo call him? Why shouldn't your Ravens call any team that could contend because he could affect winning right away? Why doesn't Green Bay? They've lost so many DTs over the
Yeah,
last couple of years.
yeah, I think Green Bay's a great one.
Yeah, like I'm just thinking off the top of my head, I'm just brainstorming. But I just think some of those teams, if you could just give a third or fourth round pick from a guy that if you feel like he can make the difference for you in a playoff run. That's why I love what the Rams has done this offseason. They got their cornerback because it was like, hey, this is an area of weakness. We feel like we're one piece away. And I think we all gonna have them as the favorites going into next season. Like they fixed their glaring weakness. So yeah, I'm just spitballing ideas or people off the top of my head. But yeah, I like him. I don't know about getting him. How old is Dexter? Let me look him up. How old is Dexter?
Not old at all.
Dexter Lawrence. The only thing, if I was the Giants, I would try to sign him because of this. You have a lot of your impact players. He's only 28. Yeah. I'm definitely trading him for him if I'm Green Bay. Playing him with Parsons. And Love is not. Oh, no. Love is in the top 5 for top 10 in quarterback play. But that's what I was going to say about the Giants. Why not pay him? You haven't had to pay Dart yet. Dart's only rookie. You still have to pay Dart for another 4 years.
I mean, and this is an interior pass rusher who you can put in a 3-4, and he can play all 3 spots in that scheme. That's hard to find. So Green Bay was a great one, but yeah, Baltimore. If Nnamdi Madubuike can't come back, and he was such a big piece to your team, Dexter Lawrence is a great piece to go ahead and plug in right next to Travis Jones. New York, that's the one that was supposed to be a priority extension. You don't find that.
Yeah, actually, yeah. And more I thought about it, you still got 3-4 more years before you have to pay the quarterback. I'm getting him signed. 3 years, and by 3 years he'll be 32. You could cut him, you can make the money come off your books at that point. Like, and then at that point you'll know if Dart is gonna be, you're gonna have to pay him. Then you let some of these guys, but you can build a team that can contend with that talent in a division. I don't think it's locked, set in stone that Philadelphia is going to win it. But yeah, I'm signing him to that extension.
All right, you got anything else for me?
Nah, that's it.
Yeah. All right. Yo, we got daggone Jelly Roll, Pat McAfee, and I Show Speed, and Logan Paul involved in WrestleMania this year. At some point it becomes too gimmicky for him.
Yeah, Triple H has really dived too deep into the celebrity thing.
It's too much.
Yeah, he's dived way too headfirst into the celebrity thing.
Because you got to think, like, you already ain't giving our generation any incentive to watch. Like, I got Monday Night Football and the college basketball to watch on Monday nights. And now they're gone. I'm watching Major League Baseball on FS1 on Monday night. And Friday night, no one watches TV. So,
no.
I ain't watching SmackDown. So like, if I'm going to watch something, I'm probably going to have to watch a pay-per-view. But you got to intrigue me for that. I can do something else on my Sunday night or my Saturday night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I ain't too. This look like the last year's events again.
Yeah, I think. But why do they don't need it? The rest is such a unique cultural niche thing. You don't need all that. I used to remember once in a while Tyson would pop out for one of. It wouldn't be so consumed with celebrities, but now it's
every now and then. Ali every now and then. But like every year it's 3 or 4. I mean, come on, you got Logan Paul's full time and stuff like that. Like, come on, man.
Logan's actually a good wrestler. Though. I've seen some of his matches.
He's a little athletic. I'll give him that.
He can wrestle.
I'll knock it out. And then here go his corny ass brother. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do a blackface skit in response to Drew.
You're not a comedian.
I'll be honest with you. Anthony Joshua already dislocated your jaw. You do what you want. The black man had already did what he needed to do to you. So don't nobody.
Yeah. And Logan's not a comedian. Like, First of all, I'm not about censorship. Okay, I think people got too sensitive in this era. I hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. Grew up in Richard Pryor and those type of eras. Like I hate that stuff. I'm growing up on that. So that's one. Two, you're not a comedian. Drewski did it as a comedian, and Drewski's done it. That's what he's known to do. So if you're a comedian, hey, I'm all for it. I'm not about censorship, but you're not a comedian. You do YouTube videos, and yeah, you YouTube anymore. You do boxing. So I'm confused what he's doing.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, we'll be back next week. Catch y'all on the flip.
Peace.